Hey, how are you doing? I'm super excited to be looking at your draft for your TED Talk speech outline. I wanted to congratulate you on getting it in, and I'm wanting to give you some comments and some feedback to help you as you revise this outline and keep working on your preparation so that when you give your speech here at the end of the month, it's outstanding. So first of all, I want to apologize about these dates here. I had uploaded a file to the class and I thought it was the one with the correct dates, but apparently I clicked on the wrong file. So my apologies for that. I hope it wasn't too confusing for you. Your introduction is outstanding. You've got the three key and essential elements to an effective introduction: your attention getter, your purpose statement, and the preview of your three main ideas. I think your attention getter is interesting, right? Like, because you're asking your audience this question of what is listening. And are you thinking that they're going to answer? Are you going to give them time to respond to your question? Or are you kind of asking a rhetorical question, getting them to think about something, but you're not really wanting them to chime in? So that's I have to decide on what you want to do there. You can always kind of continue to elaborate on this, maybe add a quote or some interesting statistic that highlights how often people listen. Like, what's the percentage of communicate? Like, how much time do people spend listening? Maybe that information might be a good thing to include in your intro. Again, I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there. You are the artist, you are the presenter, and I trust that you will put together the best presentation to communicate what your message is. So please just know that as I'm talking and kind of sharing these comments, it's more just to encourage your thinking and maybe if you haven't thought of something, maybe inspire an idea, but it is by no means prescriptive or something that you absolutely have to do for these kind of more style points or public speaking personality kind of things. Your purpose statement is well written. I think your audience will have a great understanding of what they are going to be learning as they listen to your speech. And your preview of your three main ideas, again, is outstanding. So great job. I think you probably saw as you're completing this handout how repetitive it is when you're preparing a speech. It's different than when you are writing a paper because your audience really does get that one chance to hear your presentation. So it's really important to be well organized and really important to help guide your listeners. So giving them that preview will help your audience to know what to listen for as before you start the body of your presentation. Then in the body, you'll really, this is where you're really going to teach them, really elaborate on those ideas. And then in your conclusion, your summary of your main ideas is there to remind them what you said, and that with the intention of helping them to remember your presentation. So I know it's a bit repetitive. For your main ideas, I noticed that you have them stated here, but you're going to want to state them here again. And this ties into that repetition. So your first main idea, you would just write here. And that'll help you to know, to kind of see if your supporting points are really helping you to communicate and elaborate on that one core main idea. As you filled this in, I can tell you put a lot of facts and you really used it as a tool to organize your main ideas, so thumbs up. But when you're taking it to that next level for your speech, you're really going to want to start elaborating on these ideas and deciding how you want to communicate them. And when you're giving a speech, you always want to be thinking about the audience and kind of putting yourself in their shoes. And one way to really have empathy for them and help them to continue to listen to you as you talk for the whole speech is to include a variety of supporting materials. So this is where you want to talk about like your personal experience, your stories, bringing those statistics, facts, examples. Depending on your speaking style, you could even bring in some jokes, things to kind of make it fun and a valuable experience for your audience. And I also noticed that you have not yet incorporated your research. So you definitely want to do that before your speech at the end of the month. And you'll want to make sure that you have 5 sources. So this is a research presentation. So just like a research paper, you got to do the research. So I think you can find sources online through the DACC library, and you would want to incorporate them right into the body, and you want to write the sources into your explanation of your main ideas, and this will help you on several accounts. Like, it'll help you to establish your credibility with your audience, because your audience isn't going to see these preparation notes. Speakers tend to kind of keep them on the back end of things. So the main way for you to communicate that you've done your research is for you to say your sources. And you can do that by using a phrase sort of like, according to doctors so-and-so and so-and-so, who in their article titled blah, 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 published in 2017, they highlighted the importance of listening, or whatever you would go in and say. So you would need that to do that for 5 different sources. So this establishes your credibility. It helps your audience understand how your ideas connect and build on the ideas of other scholars. And it also helps you to avoid plagiarism. And then we go on down here to your conclusion. And again, awesome summary of your main ideas. This is thorough, it's clear, your audience, it will be really helpful for them to reinforce what your main ideas were and help them to remember them. You're going to need to remember to kind of reinforce that purpose statement, which I know is kind of built in here. So I can see that they're connected. And then for your clincher, you're going to want to think about a way that, oh, here it is. There's your purpose statement. I knew it was there. And then for your clincher, you're going to want to think of something that maybe connects back to your attention getter, or some way to really end on a memorable note. And then there's some examples here that you can use to have to go back to listening. And maybe in your research, you'll find an idea that's like, oh yeah, that's good. So I see that you don't have any of your sources yet. So definitely work on those between now and then. And let me see. So if you go to our DACC homepage, so this is the website for DACC, and this right here in the tab is where you can go and find the library, the online library. And if you click on find and check out articles, this screen will pop up and you can type in whatever you would like to search for. And I'm such a nerd, I always like looking up communication stuff. But so here's active listening. If I just go ahead and click on the search button here, let's see what comes up. You'll notice there's a, let's see, whole variety of things. So how active listening is one of them. How to listen to people who are from different cultures. How to lead listening. So there's a whole bunch. You can scroll through there and just kind of see what comes up. How bullying and active listening, how that lessens bullying. So much to see, and you're the artist, so you'll know what sources will help you to elaborate on the ideas and help you accomplish the goal that you set for your speech. And when you're giving your presentation, you are going to need 2 presentation aids. So that's usually speakers use a handout and a PowerPoint, or a handout and some sort of slide sharing software like Prezi. And you can definitely do this in your speech, but you don't have to. So think about your environment and where you're going to be giving your speech and who your audience is going to be, and what presentation aids might help you communicate and really reach your specific audience. You can use a poster, a prop. You can even use a video clip if that's helpful. But do keep in mind, for this speech, you personally need to be talking for 5 to 7 minutes. So if you talk for 5 minutes, that allows you a couple of minutes for a video clip. So like maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds, your call. But I look forward to seeing what you've decided to do. And I know that you are well on your way to preparing a great TED Talk at the end of the month. Just keep up with that research and thinking about your attention getter, clincher, and adding that variety of supporting material. And you've got this. All right.